The 4Runner is an icon in the off-road SUV market, but it's also very popular with people who like it for its looks and luxury features. The 4Runner has been around for a while now. However, 2017 does bring a handful of changes, like 2 new trim levels. As always, this review will cover the entire range of 4Runners, including the SR5, new TRD Off-Road trims, and the Limited, which we have here. The TRD Pro will be covered in a separate video. So let's check out how the Land Cruiser Light stacks up. We would like to specially thank Toyota on Nicholasville for allowing us to come out and film this review. If you would like to check out their dealership and massive inventory of all the Toyota models, a link to their website has been provided in the video description. In case you were wondering, the TRD Off-Road models replace the trail trim levels in the 4Runner lineup. Every 4Runner will get keyless entry, but only the Limited gets smart key access. The fob itself is compact and lightweight. We do also have power deploying running boards, which are optional. Let's pop the hood and check out the powertrain. Under the hood, nothing has changed for 2017. Every 4Runner will continue to be powered by a 4-liter V6 engine, with 270 horsepower and 278 pound-feet of torque. One area that shows this vehicle's age is the fact that it still uses a 5-speed automatic transmission. SR5, SR5 Premium, and Limited come standard with 2-wheel drive, but the new TRD models get part-time 4-wheel drive systems with 2-speed transfer cases. Only the Limited gets optional full-time 4-wheel drive with a 2-speed transfer case and a center locking differential. As you can tell, these were set up for off-road abilities, not necessarily fuel economy. Regardless of which version you choose, it will get 18 miles per gallon combined. The 2-wheel drive does get 1 mile per gallon better in the city, however. Now let's check out the bold exterior. The styling has received very few changes over this generation's lifespan, especially since its last refresh in 2014. However, that's not a bad thing since there are very few SUVs left with this kind of handsome, masculine look. In the front, there are 3 distinct grilles. SR5s get a large black one, the TRD models add a silver lower portion, and the Limited changes it up extensively with this large center chrome portion. Moving to the headlights, they are projector beam halogens on all models. The lenses are smoked for a more aggressive look. Fog lights are also included across the board. As you would expect, ground clearance is very good at 9.3 inches on 4x4 models. Approach and departure angles are 33 and 28 degrees respectively. For wheels, there aren't a whole lot of options, just one per trim group. The two SR5 models get 17-inch 6-spoke alloy wheels. The TRD Off-Roads get 17-inch 7-spoke alloy wheels. And finally, the Limited gets these really nice looking 20-inch split 6-spoke alloy wheels. And here's a fun fact for you. The Lexus GX, which this is based on, can only be had with 18-inch wheels. I imagine some of you may cross-shop the two, so that's something to consider. "13-inch ventilated front disc brakes and 12.3-inch ventilated rear disc brakes are standard, as are all-season tires. The mirrors are power adjusting and heated on all models. The Premium trims and Limited get turn signal indicators and puddle lamps. A blind spot monitoring system is not available on any trim level. The 4Runner is 190.7 inches long. There's not really any direct competitors, but for reference it's almost identical to the Grand Cherokee and 2 inches shorter than the Highlander. I also want to mention one thing about the suspension. The Limited gets a system called X-Reese Sport Enhancement Suspension, and what this does is basically adjust the dampening of the shock absorbers to provide a smoother ride, and also less body roll when cornering. A kinetic dynamic suspension is also available on the TRDs optionally, and it allows for greater wheel travel at low speeds, thus increasing off-road stability. As far as safety goes, the 4Runner does okay. It scored good on most of the test, but only marginal on the small front overlap. Also, be aware that you won't get any active safety technologies on any trim level, whereas the Highlander makes them standard on all trim levels. In the rear, there is the same boxy styling as the front. Only the Limited gets this chrome back here. The taillights are LED on every trim level. They too have smoked lenses like the headlights. The bumper is painted silver to match the front on TRDs. Every version of the 4Runner is capable of towing 5,000 pounds. And you don't need any extra towing package or anything to achieve that. A full-size spare comes on all trims. Up here you've got your wiper, which hides underneath the standard spoiler. Silver painted roof rails come on all models, but the end caps are black on TRD models. The fuel capacity of the 4Runner is 23 gallons, which is good for a 414-mile fuel range on all models. Of course, it uses regular unleaded fuel. Now let's check out the very functional interior. I'll give you a better look at the running boards deploying. It's pretty neat. Inside the 4Runner, you'll find a trucky looking interior, but it does also look fairly premium in the Limited guise. For interiors, SR5 and TRD Off-Roads get cloth interiors in graphite or beige. The premium versions get the same colors but with Softex faux leather seating. Finally, the Limited gets real leather in either black, sandstone beige, or redwood. The door trim is very luxurious, with stitched leather all through here, and even on the upper portion. There's a little tray here, and below is 2-person memory seating, which is standard on the limited model only. All 4 windows are fully automatic. This 8-way power driver's seat is what comes on the Limited, as well as the Premium SR5 and Off-Roads. The real leather on the Limited is soft, and there's contrast stitching on the bolsters. Getting inside is very easy since the running boards are exceptionally wide. They're a little bit noisy though. Looking around the interior, you'll see a much different style from the Highlander. Let's just say nothing in this vehicle will remind you of a minivan. The materials are also more rugged than luxurious. The upper portion is hard touch with a strange graining. You do have a really big piece of wood through here though. Everything does fit together really well, so it doesn't feel cheap. Push-button ignition is standard on only the Limited. All models, however, have this 6.1-inch touchscreen. Despite being old, I like the look of the gauges. I can't say the same about the multifunction display, which seems positively ancient. This same screen is on the GX though, and that costs significantly more money. The steering is hydraulic power assisted rack and pinion, and surprisingly, this perforated leather steering wheel is standard across the board. Everything on the left side is for the audio, and on the other side phone, voice, and display. Cruise control is standard as well. The wheel itself manually adjusts. Over here you have a handful of buttons. This one here turns on the power outlet in the cargo area. The 4Runner is rather utilitarian, so storage is not a problem. The center console is really deep. There's also a shelf with a 12-volt outlet. And there's another little thing up here. Up here there's a little shelf for your phone or something. This giant wood shifter controls the 5-speed automatic. You can shift manually. This backup camera is standard, but there isn't any trajectory. On the Limited though, you do get parking sensors. This button controls one of the signature 4Runner features, the power rear window. It's definitely class exclusive, and I can't think of any other car period that does that. This giant knob controls the 4-wheel drive system. If we had the TRD Off-Road, we would also have multi-terrain select and crawl control. I forgot to mention these plugs up here. On the Limited, heated and ventilated seats are standard. Just heated seats come on the premium trims. This dual-zone automatic climate control system comes on only the Limited. Of course, it's super easy to use with these huge knobs and buttons. It's honestly kind of refreshing to not find fancy touch sensors or some kind of otherwise convoluted layout. We have the upgraded JBL Green Edge Premium audio system with 15 speakers. I don't know if you guys will be able to tell on camera, but this has really crazy bass. The bass system has 8 speakers, by the way. Every model gets this screen with Intune. Premium models and the Limited get integrated navigation and the full app suite. Let's quickly check it out. This is the home screen, which is customizable. Clicking a section will expand it. I currently have my phone connected through the standard Bluetooth and can play, pause, and skip songs straight from this screen or the steering wheel controls. Audio adjustments can be made here, and these are all the other available sources. Now let's take a look at the navigation. Moving through the map is quick and easy. Systems without integrated navigation can still get connected navigation, which works through an app on your phone. Phone connectivity is standard on all 4Runners. Your contacts sync over automatically, and scrolling is very easy. In messages, you can view your text messages and even reply with a list of pre-made quick messages.
I'll hit you up when I hear about the next one.
That's all I am covering in this video, so for a more extensive look at all of Intune's features, watch our Tech Help segment. A link is provided in the video description. Like most premium features, this auto-dimming mirror comes on the Premiums and the Limited. The universal remotes are separated up here. You've got traction control, A-track, and hill descent control. The SOS button calls for emergency services in the event of a crash. It requires a subscription after the trial period is up. Most models also get this power moonroof. It does have a wind buffer, but other than that, it's just the regular affair. Real SUVs are a dying breed. The utilitarian 4Runner feels very much like the SUVs of yesteryear, and if that's what you're looking for, then it won't disappoint. And if that doesn't match your expectations, then there's always the Highlander. Now let's check out the rest of the vehicle, including the optional third row. In the rear of the 4Runner, there is 32.9 inches of rear legroom and 38.6 inches of rear headroom. This is a little less than the Grand Cherokee in both respects. Same goes for the Highlander. The door trim has the same high quality leather as the front one. These rear air vents come on only the limited models. Down here you have a 12-volt outlet for both sides. Sitting behind myself, there is tons of leg room, and plenty of foot space as well. On this side, the seat is adjusted all the way back, and it's still tolerable. The cup holders are in this unusually nice armrest. The headliner is soft and premium. The second row seats can slide, if you want to give more space to the third row. They also recline. I can't believe I'm saying this, but a power tailgate is not available on the 4Runner. Once inside, there is almost no space if you opt for the third row. Folding the third row is easy enough, and once you do that, it opens up 47.2 cubic feet of space. Folding the second row nets a maximum of 89.7 cubic feet. You do have a real outlet back here as well. Now let's check out the third row. Pull this handle to fold and slide the seat. Now there is a little path to get back there. It's still not what I would call easy getting back here. Legroom is okay, thigh support is non-existent. And I want to point out that my head is touching the ceiling, so the third row is for kids only. That is not how you get out. Overall, the second row is a nice place to be. The third row, not so much. The passenger seat is 4-way power adjusting on Premium and Limited. You have a grab handle on this side. The glove box is pretty large. Well guys, we hope you enjoyed this detailed look at the 2017 Toyota 4Runner Limited. Stay tuned for pricing info, and join us again as we sample more of the latest automotive delicacies from our ever-expanding portfolio of brands. See you next time.